Apparently we're doing this. Hey y'all, happy Friday. Um, I'm not going to do what Tyra did and try and run through different names for Beyonce, but Beyonce is in town this weekend. I personally am not going because I'm a poor and I have no money, but I have friends that are going and I hope they enjoy themselves. But welcome to the Waltz Presents the Summer TransJoy Happy Hour. I am Ava Davis, your host for the next 30 minutes, and I apparently also wrote the waltz. I am apparently producing the waltz, and in theory, I am acting in the waltz. I don't know why it's all theoretical. At this point, it is proven fact until proven otherwise. We'll find out. How has your week been? Let us know in the comments. The comments are live. I can see them all coming from all different sources. I have eyes everywhere. So if you make a comment on apparently the Book of Faces or YouTube, they'll come this way and we can answer them live on air. But I hope you all have had a wonderful week. This is the first full week of August. And I am having an incredibly happy day after. So, as y'all saw last week, I was down in Savannah for a meditation weekend with my family, and it was put on by Bishop Jim Swilley, who is a dear, wonderful friend. And not only that, but if you have not seen the video of Jim Swilley coming out, and literally as he's coming out before his congregation, he saw them leave live in person as he was coming out. He was a pastor and bishop of a megachurch here in Atlanta and came out because of the spate of queer teen suicides back in the early, are we calling it the aughts, the 2010s? I don't know what we're calling it. But anyways, he came out, lost a huge chunk of his congregation, but he's still called to be a spiritual guider. He is my spiritual person, my spiritual, like, yeah. And so he now runs, we're going to call it a church. I promise it's not a cult, but it is a gathering of like-minded people who some have been previously been hurt or harmed by established church, and others are just looking for something more enlightened. And that is what Jim does and offers. He he's just an amazing person. But anyways, at least twice a year, he leads a meditation weekend where he picks location and we follow him there and we do a sunset meditation on the Saturday, and then early Sunday morning we wake up and we gather again and we do a sunrise meditation. And it's literally just a group of people meeting and meditating together and sharing things about their lives with each other. It's really beautiful and very, I mean, Jim brings his husband, and this past time, so we were down in Savannah. We did our meditation on Tybee Island, and it was my first time to Tybee. Tybee is interesting. I fell in love with it. It reminded me if Panama City was smaller and a lot less chaotic, but in Georgia. Um, but more importantly, all of Eddie's family came. His two daughters came, his granddaughter Savannah came, and we did a meditation all together on the beach. And then afterwards, what I always love is just kind of it's like offering, like, I need help with this, or I'm going through this, or this is a moment of joy for me, or this is a moment of struggle for me, of just sharing and literally being community. And again, that is what is so beautiful about the Metron community. And so that it's every single meditation weekend, it's like it takes you a full week to really process it. And for me personally, I was literally processing, hey, this is really exciting, the big news, the big news. So as we're driving down to the meditation weekend last Thursday, I get a notification. I think around Stockbridge, and I get a notification on my phone, and it's like, "Oh, we got a donation." Oh my! Oh my God! Oh my God! We got a donation. We got a donation, and we just confirmed it earlier today that we were able to publicly share this news because, again, consent is amazing. Consent is incredibly sexy, even in non-sexy situations. Consent, consent, consent. And so we asked this person if it was okay to share the fact that they contributed to our campaign. And look, y'all, I struggle to contain things. I struggle to contain joy. This is the summer of TransJoy. And this person is amazing. They are incredible. And they said it's okay to share the news that Lily Wachowski donated a very incredible sum of money to our campaign. You can go to crowdfund.bwaltzfilm.com, and that, if you look through the list of things, that's the one that put us over the 10% mark. That is the one who helped us reach our weekly fundraising goal for last week, as we are on this march to raise $30,000. What it And so, yeah, so last week when I was doing this happy hour, I was just like all over the place because, like, what does this mean? What is this? How do I even process this? And going to this meditation weekend and like asking the universe and everyone for things. And it's just like, I really want this movie made, you know? Um, and so it means a lot coming from the Lily Wachowski. Not only a successful filmmaker, an successful producer, and an incredible storyteller. I have seen all of the Matrixes, none of the other offshoots, but the main movies. I've seen Cloud Atlas. I've seen Jupiter Rising. Is it Jupiter Ascending? I promise I've seen it. But not only that, my favorite movie of all time on my top 10 list is V for Vendetta. Remember the 5th of November, because my birthday is not then, but somewhere around then. But not only for that reason, and I swear I did not pick my name off of Evie from V for Vendetta, but I'm a fan of V's. But it was more about what Evie learned in the journey for V for Vendetta, of what V did for her. And yeah, it was horrible. I mean, he abducted her and kept her trapped in a basement. It was like, are you going to overcome this fear? But she wanted to be free of the fear, and the fear, the fear, specifically the world that she was living in, and this fear of persecution, and this fear of being discovered, and this fear of living one's life. You see where I'm going with all of this. That movie, I can't tell you how many times I watched V for Vendetta. It has inspired me every step of not just my trans journey, but my filmmaking journey of like, I want to live without fear. That moment where she realizes V was holding her hostage, and then she runs out and she just has to experience the rain, and she experiences that freedom of what it is like, of like, she had the power all along to leave. Like, not even going into Wizard of Oz territory. So yeah, I carry that movie with me. So to have Lily Wachowski, who made V for Vendetta, or was part of making it, it's absolutely absolute things. It's And not only that, but also, in case you did not know this, I love listing all those things beforehand. But also, in case you did not know, Lily is trans. She is very public, and it is Lily is just an incredible inspiration to me. And when I grow up, I want to be like her. So yeah, so huge part of making this summer of TransJoy absolutely transcendent. And look, Mama got her groove back, because for the past week, your girl was in the thick of it. Just wondering, like, this campaign. If you in the audience have ever done a crowdfunding campaign, you know it is brutal. You know the full range of all of the emotions that you experience in trying to raise money and trying to bring a dream to life. And one of our producers, Danielle Faye, produced a budget for us, and it is still daunting what we have before us needing to get this movie made. But in the realm of Hollywood things, like, it's not we're still considered in a low budget. But to ordinary mere mortals, it's like, well, let's just make this movie for $1 billion, why don't we? So yeah, let's take a little quick breather and let's have Spencer ask in a very important question. Well, we had Spencer in town, we had him record some amazing things, and here's one of them.
You carry too much. Like, it's an amazing personality.
That's not what I wanted to share. What I wanted to share was this right here. Where is it? Oh my god, I'm doing this on air. Copy. That's not it. Did it even finish? Are you finished? You're finished. You have done things. Where did you go? Where did you come from? Well, in the meantime, let's watch this dance video of the cut of Spencer and I.
You carry too much. Like, it's an amazing personality.
That's a lot.
Never apologize for your personality. Now we're gonna ask some character questions.
Love it. What's TransJoy 2024?
Is the question?
What is that?
What is it?
Yeah, I Googled it. Nothing came up.
Oh, yeah, no, it's,
Nothing came up. That's insane. Because what is TransJoy 2024? So, in case you did not know, if you are not a fellow queer, trans, or non-binary, then you may not realize that our rights are so politicized. They are up for election and debate. Our basic human rights up for debate. Insane, I know. So what is TransJoy 2024? It is trying to pivot and trying to, since our issues are going to be on the ballot anyways, let's make it about joy. Let's make messaging about joy, because you know what? We've experienced enough trauma. We've experienced enough representation of trauma in media. We've had enough representation of trauma and negative imagery to last us for the next 50 years. So what we're going to focus on is joy. The end of that hashtag, of that phrase, TransJoy, is resistance. To showcase oneself thriving, and not just surviving, but thriving in spite of any and all obstacles thrown your way. That is the ultimate. So, and to me, that's what TransJoy is about. And it's not just trans joy, it's queer joy, it's non-binary joy, it's woman joy, it's black boy joy, it's black girl magic, it's all those things rolled into one, at least for me, because check so many boxes here. But specifically, this is the eve of an election year. Next year, we go to the ballot. We go and we figure out who are we going to elect for not just president, but also in so many places, our next senators, our next congresspeople. getting even more specific, our local elections, which are really critically important. All of these things, especially in states, in places across the Southeast, these issues are unfortunately going to be on the ballot. And you know what I would love to do? I would love more than anything to focus on being an actor, on being a storyteller, on being a filmmaker, but I can't because my rights are constantly up for debate. And it's amazing. It's just absolutely incredible. And we've been here before. I remember going through this coming right out of high school, and George Bush, the second one, making all of these things up for debate, and going back even then to the 80s. And then you keep going back, and it's just like we keep repeating these same things. So here we are, the year 2023, and trans, queer, and non-binary issues, they are up for debate. We saw more than 500 bills make their way through state houses across this country as tracked by the ACLU and other organizations. And that is absolutely insane. A lot of these bills are targeting queer, trans, and non-binary youth, including blocking access to gender-affirming healthcare for trans youth. So also on the hashtag, support trans youth 2024. Ultimately, that's why I feel like I'm led to do so much of what I do. But yeah, if they're going to be on the ballot, then let's take the mic. Let's take the mic and let's focus on our issues, the things that we need access to. And who was I talking to? I was talking to someone about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, a dear new friend who I had a taco date with Sunday when I got back from Jekyll, and talking about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And it's like, all right, we are still focused on so many of the basic foundational needs for the queer, trans, and non-binary community, especially our trans brothers and sisters, and especially our trans brothers and sisters of color. What does that mean? Housing, jobs, healthcare, safety, your safe foundational needs. Still focusing on so much of that, but also we are beginning to have the ability to expand into meeting other needs on Maslow's hierarchy of needs. I wish I had assistance in doing this live stream. I put up some graphics for you, but we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, and we have so many of the foundational needs. Organizations led to that now. But as we are continuing to evolve and grow as a community, we have other needs that need to be met. Spiritual needs, artistic needs, community needs, and we are slowly beginning to be able to focus on those. Where was I going with this train of thought? I don't know, because it's a happy hour. And I've got 12 more minutes until it is dinner time. But TransJoy 2024, focusing and changing the narrative so that we're focusing on issues that are important to us instead of having the issues defined for us. And I say lead with joy because a spoonful of honey helps the medicine go down. And unfortunately, I do treat living in this. I just feel like this is a controversial thing whenever I say it, but I will stand by it 100%. I treat existing in this world like a hostage situation. My safety, my well-being, my needs, my basic rights are not necessarily mine to determine. And so it is constantly having to present and justify my humanity, which I hate doing. But here we are, and that is the path to safety. So TransJoy 2024, it encompasses so many different things, but mainly it is about taking control of the narrative. And I am so proud of myself. I bought the domain name TransJoy 2024, so I do get to define a lot. You're welcome. But where else was I going with this? TransJoy 2024. Let's make joy an issue on the ballot. Specifically, let's make sure that we're doing all we can to ensure the future for our trans, queer, non-binary, to make the world, specifically the Southeast, a better, more hospitable, and safer place for them. We are not trying to change lives, we're simply trying to save lives and prevent us from losing people to suicide or other destructive means. So to me, that is what TransJoy 2024 is. But let's give my voice a little breather and let's go through some clips here.
Cool. Oh, fuck. Okay. We need the help of not only our LGBTQI community, but also... LGBTQI?
Oh, I never get tired of playing those videos. And also, I would be remiss if we did not watch the pitch video one more time. Where is it? I don't know. Oh, this is so much fun. It is so fun. Everybody's so special being live. That's the fun thing about being live is you don't really know what you're going to say. And I have dedicated myself to 30 minutes every Friday of being live when physically possible, which does remind me. So, hey y'all, how you doing? I am a duchess, yes, and so I moonlight not only as a duchess, but I also moonlight as a standardized patient. And you're like, what is a standardized patient? So what that means is, as a very visibly queer trans person, I am also an actor, and as a standardized patient, I go in and I pretend to be a patient. I know, groundbreaking, insane. As a trans person, though, it is like, wow, and it's like I've never seen a trans before. So many doctors and medical professionals. So what I do is I go in and I pretend to be a patient, and oftentimes I am educating them on how to provide medical care to transgender, expansive individuals and non-binary individuals and queer people. Oftentimes it's just like, insanely, we are people too. And I usually lead with pronouns of like, I know pronouns are terrifying, they're scary. The state of Florida has really demonized them somehow for some reason, even though we, it's a pronoun, all use them. So as an SP, I do go into medical situations. I also do specialized work, working to help train sexual assault nurse examiners. And so part of my work is going to be taking me out of state, not this upcoming week, but the following week. So I will try and tape something for y'all because I doubt that I can go live from where I'm going. So we're going to do our best, but those are things. Okay, it is the final, we're in the final moments of the show, and you have had no comments for me. That is really sad. I am here just talking to myself. Not only that, but no one on my Facebook clicked the link to join me. That also makes me very, very sad. So shame on y'all for not joining me. And this is what you all get. You get me rambling for so far 24 minutes. But I also want to share with you all the GoFundMe. Let's pull it up, shall we? GoFundMe. We're just leaning into it. We are really leaning into it. Let's pull this one out because I'm going to share it with you all. We're going to pull that one out and then we're going to drag you over to that one. There we go. Okay, yay. Look at this. We are doing things. Okay, and then we're going to present. We're going to present. Oh, we're going to share screen. Exciting. Okay. It says it's easier to monitors, but we all know I don't know how to do that. Okay, so we are sharing this. These are some of my things. At some point, I do want to throw a queer debutante ball. But anyways, the Waltz dashboard. Okay. So far, as of this week, we have raised $3,446. That is absolutely insane. That is really absolutely insane. And today alone, we received $86 in donations. Thank you all. I don't want to show who donated because some of them would like to remain private. Totally respect that. But that is absolutely insane. That is this. It's just insane. It's really exciting. I know going into this, I told the producing team, I was like, this was way back in April when it was coming down to the wire. I was like, we may have to pivot. We may have to do some crowdfunding to help encourage audience, to help build excitement around this film, because we really would like to get this made. Let me stop sharing. We would really like to get this film made. No later, we figured out the schedule of how we could reasonably do this. No later than January. We would need to film this film in January in order to get this film to market, in order to change the narrative, hopefully, for the 2024 elections. And so, we've concluded back in April, like, all right, we are going to probably have to do a crowdfunding campaign to help raise some proof of concept to help us film the pitch video, which we did. Thank you all so much. And just in general, build up things for this. And at first I was like, I need someone. I need a crowdfunding specialist to do this. We cannot get one involved in time. And it's like, we all have crowdfunding experience. Let's do this. And it was not the scenario that I'd hoped for, but we have made it work beautifully, and we have worked as a team. And before this broadcast ends, a huge, huge special thanks to the Waltz producing team and the Waltz creative team and the Waltz social media team, specifically Jake, Danielle, Clarinda, Celeste, Kane. I'm leaving out people right now. And Grace. The biggest, hugest thank you to Grace, who is our social media manager. If you're interacting with the Waltz, chances are you're interacting with Grace. And thank you so much. Thank you for all that you all do. But this would not be possible without the team that is working on this. And what we really want to do is to find ways to involve you, our community, even more. This happy hour is for y'all. The events that we plan, they are for y'all, because as not only do we want to make a movie, but we also want to ensure that we're building community. And I will leave with this. Community is our greatest asset, especially as queer people, trans people, non-binary people. We may not have a lot, but what we do have is each other. And now more than ever, community is important. It is how we have survived as a species for so long. It is how we continue to survive. Community, it carries us through so many different things. We can lean on them for support, and we can give support in return. And that is not only in making this movie and telling a story that so many people have rallied behind, we want to make sure that we're making space for community to form connections, because especially the queer community, and especially the non-binary and trans community, we are so spread out, and oftentimes we don't have access to the same kinds of in-person community as other groups do. And we want to ensure that with our film, that we are creating space, intentional spaces to create community. And not only that, but supporting other organizations like Southern Fried Queer Pride, Trans Allied Network, Out on Film, Atlanta Pride. I am going to, Burning Bones Theater. So many different organizations across Southeast and across Atlanta that are making a space, intentional spaces for a queer community. So our time is almost up. We're going to have to do different things. I didn't run a single banner, but I had so much fun sharing this with y'all, and I really hope that y'all continue to spread the word about how amazing my hair looks now. Spread the word about our campaign. Share, like, tweet, carrier pigeon. Oh, hold on. I think I do have. Do I have it? I do. Yes. We're going to leave on that note of Spencer making an ask for us. And here it is. We've got to upload it. And thank you all for joining me this week. We are at the 30-minute mark. Crazy, insane. I know. Again, as always, you can visit crowdfund.thewaltzfilm.com to help support our campaign. And you can visit www.thewaltzfilm.com to learn more. and we will let Spencer take us out.
Yes, that's what we're gonna do. You listen here? You listening? What we need you to do is visit crowdfund.thewaltzfilm.com to help support our crowdfunding goal. Every like, tweet, share, carrier pigeon, smoke signal, go to a mountain and shout it from the rooftops. Well, that helps us spread the word about this film and our mission.